What is going on, nerds? I'm the Man Nerd, and I am here with.
StephenShred, as always. That's me.
And today, StephenShred finally got me into something. He was trying to for a while, just telling me it's the best anime ever. We even talked about it a little bit. So, this is. Say it, man.
This is Late to the Party Special Edition for Attack on Titan.
And we are.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to start off with one thing here. Since it took me a while to get to it, and it turned out to be one of my favorite animes, maybe my favorite, I want you to convince somebody in a few sentences to watch this show without spoilers. What would you tell them? And it can't be like you generic, like, oh, because it's so good.
So, what I would tell somebody who is completely new to the series, I would say it is one of the best character development stories, and it is a show that doesn't get stale because it's ever changing. And then also one of the biggest selling points, to this day, I have seen many, many, many anime shows. I think this one is, if not the best, definitely in the top 3 best first episodes ever. So I would tell them, amazing characters. They all grow throughout the series. They keep you guessing, and you're going to get hooked as soon as you watch that first episode. So just give it a chance.
Yep, that works. That works.
And it's under 100 episodes.
It is. That could be a little daunting for people, though, for sure.
True.
When I first watched it years ago, I stopped at the beginning when stuff starts to go down, and then that's the intro, and I didn't continue after that. Realized that was a mistake, because that's literally, it just starts getting going after that, nonstop.
Yep.
So I would say definitely give it the first episode, the whole episode. Don't give up on it, and there's no reason to. I don't know why I did. It's just one of those things. It just happened.
Yep. I've done that before, where I've been 10 minutes into something, or halfway through an episode, and I'm just I'm just not really paying attention. I'll just try this another time. And then just one of my favorite series is called Darling in the Franxx. It's think Pacific Rim with waifus.
Oh man.
And I watched the first episode, but I didn't really pay attention, so I was just I'll try it another time. But one of the main characters, 02, is very, very popular. Even if you don't know what she's from, I'm sure you've seen her before. She wears a red jacket thing. She has little red horns, and she has pink hair.
That sounds very familiar.
Yeah, very popular character to pop up in random fan art and stuff. So I was I'm gonna give the show a chance. Yeah, I didn't pay attention at all, so. But then I ended up going back and rewatching it, and it's one of my favorite shows. So definitely feel you on that. Sometimes you're just I barely paid attention. Whatever, I'll come back to it.
All right, so you basically did your no spoilers review, so I will do mine. All right, so basically for me, it's a D20 all the way. There's no way around it. It was a very great show. It flowed very well, like you said. It does not get stale at all. There was parts where it's oh, I'm not really into this part of, story making when they start to do this, which a lot of post-apocalyptic shows, which this is kind of almost. Yeah. It does do that. It gets into, we'll just say, more political internal stuff, but it was still so good. It still pulled you through, and then it came out of it and expanded on the world even more. So yeah, this character's awesome. Throw you for a loop constantly. Pretty much no one's safe. That's just how it is. And yeah, action amazing. The animation is just really good. Yeah, storytelling. We saw it in the dubbed version. So yeah, the voice actor is really good. Apparently, I'm looking here. Matthew Mercer's in it. Ashley Birch is in it. There's a lot of cool people in here. So yeah, definitely the top 3 for now. And maybe just move up to 1 if it isn't already. So there's my review.
The biggest thing in my eyes for this kind of show too, because it's, it's under 100 episodes, which for me is like not as intimidating. Being, I've tackled like Bleach, which has like almost 400 episodes, but the whole thing that when a show has a lot of episodes, which undoubtedly that's a lot of episodes, there tends to be a lot of filler, and there tends to be a lot of strings that go in different directions. But with Attack on Titan, everything always services the main plot. So even when things start getting political, when they start expanding out, it doesn't mean that the things that happened and the things that were originally the focus of the show are now not important, which is a huge thing in a lot of other shows, especially long anime, where it's going, and now the world grows. Now they introduce a new faction of characters, and it now makes this thing not matter, because now we got these people, and they kind of cancel out the threat that was here, and now it doesn't matter at all. Like Attack on Titan, you don't get that. Everything always services the main plot. It's just when things do change, it puts the plot in a different perspective. So that's one thing that I always love about it, because it just never stops, and it never makes you like, oh, okay, so I guess this didn't matter then, whatever.
Yeah, they keep it contained, but not in a little bottle sort of way. In a more manageable, like, oh, this is an aquarium, and we get to see everything all at once.
It is like they have like the perfect timing to expand on everything, and then they give you little bits and pieces here and there that even if you don't think it's important, later they'll show you and explain to you why that was important. So it's like, if something happens, you're just like, huh, that was a little weird. And then later you're just like, oh, that was weird for a reason.
Yep, I had one of those moments. I just couldn't get it out of my head.
Yep. Yeah, D20 for me all the way, but that was obvious. I've been hyping up this show for so long, and I'm so happy that I finally got you to watch it, and you destroyed it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, we basically did it all together. There was one day that I just went insane on it.
Yeah, which I have no problem rewatching that show, so I'll go for it.
No, I would do it constantly over and over. And perfect timing, in a few months, they haven't announced it yet, it's going to be the last part. It's ending. So one hour long special, and it's done. So I'm almost there, man. I'm almost there.
Tears will be shed.
Tears were already shedding on the last one.
True.
All right, so before we get to spoilers, I want to do my convincing somebody to watch this.
Go for it.
Okay. Hey, do you like post-apocalyptic stories with like giants that eat people and people that are just trying to survive, and they don't know if it's real, but it is real? And things just pop off, and you get really into these characters, and then you find out there's even more to this world, and then you find out that there's even more to these characters, and then they just turn really cool. Watch Attack on Titan.
That'd make me watch it.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
I know this is going to be a hard one, man.
Where do we even
Favorite
start?
character. Favorite character.
Not gonna lie, I think out of everyone, just for the consistency, because I like one of my favorite things to see in like characters is the idea of loyalty, and the idea of like the what's the word, like the unwavering faith,
It's got to be
So-
Mikasa.
Yep, Mikasa. Throughout the entire show, she has one goal: keep Eren safe at all costs. She's willing to put up with whatever, and she's willing to do with whatever. She becomes the best of the best because she wants to protect Eren. Of course, there's other things to it, of like, she's not just 100% like there to serve Eren. But the fact that she pushes herself so hard and does all these things and is like the epitome of badassness just right under Levi, it's like, you know, what's not to love? There's no moment where I'm like, ah, man. The only thing I have is like Mikasa's a little mean to a girl from her past, but even then it's like, yeah, she's dealing with some stuff. You know, we'll let her slide. It's fine.
And I really like the aspect of her that it's almost like you don't know if there is a love story going on there, hinting at it constantly, but you never know the true intentions. Like you guess, but it's never really put out there fully.
Yeah, like the whole, we're in spoiler territory, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Like at the end of season 3, when season 2, when they find out that Eren has the coordinate, you think she's gonna confess like romantic feelings, but she doesn't. Just talks about how much she cares about him, and all she cares about is being there with him.
Yep.
But then at the end of the end of final season, actual season episodes, Eren asks, "What am I to you?" And she says, "Family," but you get a sense that she kind of regrets that.
Yep.
And then you even get her talking to herself saying, what would have happened if I would have told him something different? So it definitely, like...
Even then, you don't know if that's like her saying, oh, I should have lied, or expressed my true feelings.
Because it definitely feels like the romantic thing has been there this whole time, but at the same time, it's like, or does she just really care for him? Because there's caring, there's sacrifice, there's doing all of that for the sense of family as opposed to, you know, romantic reasons. So, yeah, but either way, like, she is the perfect, like, partner for Eren, keeping him contained, getting him out of trouble.
Always.
And yeah, so she's my favorite. She's just super badass, and then just kind of does her thing. It's not really like there's no like weird arcs where she gets like a rebellious phase and like doesn't care anymore. Like there's none of that in Attack on Titan, which I really like, because I always hate those. Like they're always like the quick little phases that characters go through to make us like dislike them a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
she
the loyalty
never
stays.
really got that.
No,
she always stuck to her guns every time.
Yep. Even when Eren went super villain mode and said that he hated her and all that, she still just wanted to protect him.
Yep.
Damn. Yep. Sad
definitely
life.
a good one.
Yep. How about you? I actually know this answer, but the people don't. So why don't you,
they don't.
Why don't you let us in?
Okay, so basically, let's give a little background here. So,
All right.
in this world, this society lives within 3 walls, and outside of these walls are these giants, these titans they call them, and they are man-eaters. So if they get through the walls, which they can't, they will eat everything, destroy everything in their sight. And they don't know how they work, they don't know how they reproduce. It's just a big old mystery. They've been living behind these walls for 100 years. So they have basically a military that they have a section in the middle of these 3 walls, the military police that take care of the government and all of that internal stuff. And then they have the garrison, which is basically like the army. And then they have the scouts, which go outside the walls to try to figure out what's going on, try to take out titans, that sort of thing. That's the most dangerous. And the scouts have these leaders. And my favorite character is Hanji, who is this leader, but very goofy, very smart, very strong, good soldier. And she has this like fangirl thing going on for Titans, so she gets really nerded out on that. So you get to see this very capable soldier, but also very goofy, has these weird ideas, thinks outside the box, but then, you know, lets the nerd out. And that's my favorite part.
Yeah, she's a little on the sadistic side too.
She is, yeah, but she can also be very caring.
Yeah. And then, man, I could only imagine what you were like on the other side of the screen, watching her final stand.
You know what? It was awesome to see her just go ham and just kill a bunch of Titans to save her friends, and then just get burnt alive. And it would have destroyed me more if they didn't like show her basically in the afterlife with everybody else that died.
Yeah, which like the setup of things like that are what absolutely like kill me with Attack on Titan. Because it like she even asks Levi before. She's like, do you think they're watching over us? Do you think that, you know, they're happy with how things have been going? And, you know, questioning because we have seen these like great leaders in the Scouts and all these people that have fallen. And then we get the moment Hanji dies, and then she gets back up, and there's, you know, there's Erwin, there's Pixis, there's all of these characters that we've seen die. Yeah, and they're all there, and they just have like a little friendly conversation, like, you left me with a real mess. And he's like, yeah, I saw.
Tell me all about it.
Yeah, so it's like moments like that are just so good, but they're also so like soul crushing.
Yeah, they are, because you like all these characters, and they die, they're gone.
Yeah, they do a really good job of making you like these characters.
Yep, and hate some too.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's not too many characters that you dislike in the show, but the ones that you do, you hate.
But then it's like a yo-yo, man. It's like back and forth. They showed the different sides, and this is all about like, you know, the cycle of hate. That's what this is all about when it comes down to it, and how everybody can be infected by that. And from their different views, they're right, but they're also wrong, and that tears me apart. There's a lot of that.
Yeah, it was an argument that I would get in a lot with a former mutual friend of a call. The idea of Aaron's plan, using the rumbling to wipe out the entire planet except for the island of Paradis, and it's just like, man, because on like, of course, wiping out the entire Earth, that's no. But the idea of wiping out Marley, it's basically the equivalent of, you know, the U.S. dropping the nukes on Japan. It's so overboard, it's terrible, but at the same time, especially in the show's context, because, you know, we can't really compare real life, because, you know, real life is dealing with real people, you know.
Yeah.
Never ever would call for the death of innocent real people, but we're talking in fiction. It's like terrible, but at the same time, you have these innocent bystanders, quote unquote, that are just torturing, belittling, and treating these subjects of Ymir like trash. You know, you have even just normal day-to-day working people that will still treat these subjects of Ymir like scum, which we see in the show plenty of times. You know, it's not just the government, it's not just the military. You know, we have, you know, Aaron's dad, Grisha, his sister was kidnapped and fed to dogs. Not by, you know, these high-powered people, not by the military. It was by just a dude who was like a cop, you know? So it's like...
he was bored.
Yeah, and he thought it was fun. So it's like, we still have normal people that do and say terrible things that add to the hatred. And so it's hard for me to be sympathetic towards the people of Marley when that is the cycle that they are okay with and that they add to. So if Aaron was like, I'm wiping out Marley, I'm like, all right, cool. Because then at the same time, it's also, you know, the cycle of hatred and everything. That doesn't end if he just puts another nuclear deterrent with like, we got the rumbling, I got it on lock, leave us alone. They're going to come back again.
And you know what? It's not going to end even if his people are the last ones left. There's always going to be that in one form or another.
Yeah, so it's like, it's so like, it's like you understand his plan, you understand, and then you could even justify some parts of the plan. But it's just so much. And the fact that this show, because we talked about when it was happening, because I asked you, I was like, did you think it was actually going to happen? Because that's always
not.
the thing. Yeah, it's always the thing.
No way.
People get these like crazy villainous ideas. They're like, oh, we're going to plant a bomb in this place and it's going to kill everyone. Or, you know, I'm going to send the military and they're going to wipe these people out. Or, oh, we're going to spread a plague and it's going to wipe through these people. Like, always these crazy villainous plans. But it always gets stopped by the heroes. Not this time.
No, you find out that the main hero, who turns out to be the main villain, always knew this was going to happen because can see into the future. So always working towards this end, being the big bad.
Yep, which is insane. You actually get to see the moment it happens too. The moment that, which is confusing at some point, like somewhat, that Eren, being the attack titan, can see into the future, but Eren himself blocked his own memories until that point. And at the point that he kisses Historia's hand, the new queen, because when interacting with people with royal blood, it activates the coordinate, which is an ability of the founding titan, which is something that Eren has in him. He was able to see everything leading up to him starting and carrying out the rumbling. And that is one of the craziest parts of the show. That, like, when everything lined up and you laid it all out and you're like, oh, it's been Eren all along.
Yeah, the entire time.
So how did you feel about all that? I want to hear this.
Of course, I was very surprised. It was more confusing than anything. I was like, wait, what? Like, no, that can't be right. He knew about this the entire time, for years, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and manipulating his dad through the power from the future into the past, that just blows my freaking mind. It's so hard to grasp, but once you do, it's like, holy hell. It's so good.
And it makes more sense because they talk about like the things that Grisha did, and they're like, he would never be able to do that. And then Zeke tries to use that as like his, look at what our father did, like, you know. And then we find out that Eren is the one that egged him on the whole time. Like, he would have never
Zeke
done
made it possible. Zeke
Yep.
trying to change Eren's mind gave him the power to influence his dad from the future. So crazy.
Yeah, dude, it is insane. Like, the twists and turns in Attack on Titan are some of the most mind-blowing to me. Like, people love to hate on popular things, but I can tell you I have not seen, the only thing that comes close, or the only thing that's on par to me is I'm not going to spoil it because maybe you end up watching it, maybe our listeners end up watching it, but Bleach, one of the biggest revelations they have in Thousand Year Blood War, which is the last few arcs that they're on now, like they're like the finale of the series. One of the revelations in there is on par with this, but it's like, dude, the fact that these are twists and turns that you had to write in the beginning, like you had to have this all mapped out, because this stuff doesn't work if you just coincidentally were just like, you know what? We never talked about this. This could work.
From the first episode on.
Literally the first episode.
Yeah.
Literally the first episode is called To You from 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, the first
and
scene.
one of the last episodes in the series, From You 2,000 years ago. Like
Connects
dude,
everything.
the setup. Yeah, dude, it is mind-blowing how they put everything together so well. Like I said, people love to hate on popular things. I cannot tell you. I've seen a lot of these dumb anime YouTuber things, and they always say, oh, Attack on Titan's not even that good. It's like, dude, you are on meth. If you think in 85 episodes, any other show could put something together this well thought out and this good, like, and on that scale. because there's a ton of amazing short series, but they are not on this scale, you know,
No,
where they have like 1,000 plates spinning, and all of them work.
Yeah, and it's like there's this gigantic world, and you get to see a part of it, and then it moves. Everything moves together, and it doesn't just expand too much. No, it expands just enough for you to see what you need to see and keep moving forward. It's so good.
Yeah, like, man, like I saw one. It wasn't about Attack on Titan. It was about Demon Slayer, which it's funny because I brought it up to my girlfriend, and she even agreed with me because she's a big Naruto fan. They posted a clip from a fight scene in Naruto, like, and all this stuff. They're like, oh, the characters, the animation, you know, the weight of the fight. Demon Slayer will never be on this level. Demon Slayer could never achieve something like this. And then I go in the comments, I'm like, okay, so how far into the series is this episode? It was like episode 360 something. There's only like 40 something episodes of freaking Demon Slayer. I'm like, are you kidding me?
And they literally did that, in my mind, in the first season. Yeah, Demon Slayer killed it.
Yeah, it's so insane to me, the hate that people have for like newer anime with like the older series, because it's like, you're like, okay, talk to me when Demon Slayer's 300 episodes in, and then we'll talk how the comparison. Because if we do first 40 episodes of Demon Slayer versus first 40 episodes of Naruto, I guarantee Demon Slayer takes that clean sweep. So
Oh, yeah.
it's like, I don't understand this hate. But yeah, Attack on Titan's one of those big ones too. They're like, oh yeah, Attack on Titan's cool, it's cute, but you know, try watching One Piece. I'm like, okay, because 1,000 episodes in, it's gonna get good. Like, come on now.
Like, I like big stories, like, you know, where you get, tons and tons of episodes, everything comes together. But this was just so well done in 80-something episodes. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, and it's like, we didn't just stick with the core characters. There were some episodes where we didn't even see the core characters.
Yep.
Like, it just took us on a journey with some other people. You know, maybe we hung out a little bit with the interior. Maybe we hung out a little bit with some of the other scouts. Maybe we hung out a little bit in Marley. Like, it was so all over the place, but it all worked.
You want to know something funny? I'm looking through the IMDb page and looking at the voice actors and whatnot, and the person that's in the most episodes plays Armin, the American version. More episodes than the main character.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense because Armin could go between all of them.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you something. It is going to be one of the most difficult questions I ever ask you.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite moment?
It's not difficult because I already thought about this. For me, it was the reveal of Eren being able to turn into a Titan, and then that expanding the world into this race of people can do that inherently if it's activated, and then just so much that came from that. But the fact that he can turn into a Titan just blew my mind. When he got eaten, I was like, "There's no way he's dead. There's no way." I didn't think that's what was gonna happen. Burst out of this Titan's belly as a Titan. That blew my mind.
Yeah, that was. Every time I see that moment, I'm just like, oh man, you don't even know what's about to happen.
Yep, that's just the tip of the iceberg right there. What about yours? What about your moment?
Dude, every time I see it, I get so pumped. Like, I feel like I could just like pick up a car and throw it. Every time Erwin's speech happens, man. Every time. Dude.
That's a good speech, but it's also he's leading people to their death on purpose. It's so heavy. So heavy.
Yeah. He understood his role. And that's just what makes it so good. Because it's like, because he even tells them, like, we're going to die, you know, but we need to make our deaths worth it. And it's just such a big moment. And it's just like, man, like the the fact that the voice actor was that good that he could carry on that performance, it's just like, I don't understand how people could hate dubbed versions.
Yeah, these voice actors were so good. This was great.
I cannot tell you how many random things I have seen with my soldiers push forward, my soldiers scream out, my soldiers rage. Dude, it's just so good. Like, so that's one of my favorite moments. And then it's like, you get out of that, you get Levi just going ham on the Beast Titan. Just spins all the way up the arm.
The
cuts
first
him
time
down.
you get to see his full power.
Yeah, dude, it's like we see the moment. Well, it's not the moment that he becomes unlocked, but we get to see the moment that Mikasa gets unlocked and her power comes out, and then we see the things that she's capable of doing. It's like we've always seen Levi be capable of these insane feats, but it's like, man,
Nothing
seeing
like
him
that.
go, dude, yeah, seeing him go ham on the Beast Titan, a Titan that nobody has been able to do. Like even the Colossal and the Armor taking him on at the same time, he beat them both. And Levi just makes easy work of him multiple times too.
Yep. Can't wait to see what he does when he's injured real bad, but he's still gonna kill it.
Dude, I want to make a prediction.
Okay, go for it.
I think Levi is so injured that it hinders his abilities, but he pushes through anyways, and he sacrifices himself to kill Zeke.
You know, I'm going to go the opposite on this. I think it's going to look like that, but he is going to get saved.
Could be that too. Maybe we need a little more Levi now that Hanji's gone. He's like the last remaining of the old guard.
And, you know, Armin's good, but he's not a true soldier.
He's not tactical like that. Well, they still have Mikasa, but nobody's
Yeah,
gonna
but
beat Levi.
she's a weapon. She's like
Yeah.
Levi. She's just a weapon.
Levi is like, we've seen Levi go ham multiple times, and it's like, you know, Mikasa's good, but I think Levi's better,
Levi is better, but Mikasa still has many years to catch up.
and she has height on him now.
Yeah, he's a tiny guy.
Yep.
I'd say let's end it there on a big note, man. This series, so good. One more hour-long special to go, and it's done. And it ended on a world-ending event, basically. So, holy crap.
Yep. Aaron's mowed through Marley, and now he's heading for the rest of the world, and they got to stop him.
Yep.
I'm not reading the manga, and from everything that I'm seeing, apparently they're going off track on that because a lot of people didn't like the way that the manga ended. So we'll see how that goes. Because there's only one thing I know from the manga, and it's a huge spoiler, and I'm hoping they don't go that route. But
Okay, don't tell me.
oh, I won't. I'm mad that I saw it, so I'm not
Okay.
going to drag you into that. Yeah, some douchebag on Twitter. I was scrolling and I saw the screenshot of it. I was like, thanks. Yeah, that literally the caption was, "Oh, the end's coming soon. I can't wait to see this animated." I'm like, dude, really?
Like, come
I
on,
was,
man.
I was so mad.
All right, well, until next time, I don't think anything's going to come close in the animated world right now that I know of. This was just so good. Highly recommend it.
insanely good.
Everybody jump on it. And yeah, I got sucked in, 2 weeks down, all done.
2 weeks exactly.
Yep,
Thursday to Thursday.
yes, it was. All right, well, until next time, see ya.
See ya.